Hey guys, welcome back to Revealing Biblical Truths. In this video, we'll be going through the book of Judges, chapters 11 through 15. Before we get started, go ahead and like the video, subscribe, share, and turn on post notifications so you can see future videos just like this one. In chapter 11, we see a man named Yephthah, who was the son of Gilead, a harlot. He had sons, and they grew up, but removed him because his mother was a harlot. So he left and dwelt in Tob, and took some of the vain men with him. After some time, the Ammonites warred against Israel, but the elders of Gilead were scared, and went to Tob to try to persuade Yephthah to be their captain and fight them, since he was a mighty warrior. He asked them why, and he recalled when they threw him out. He asked if he were able to help them, they would make them their leader afterwards. So they agreed, and swore by Yah even. Then Yephthah sent messengers to the Ammonite king, asking why they are attacking. They replied, because Israel took their land, and when they came out of Egypt, they wanted it back. But he said to the king, we didn't take your land, nor that of the Moabites. Then he recalled their journeys in the desert, and even the troubles with the Edomites and Amorites. And he said ultimately that Yahuwah was the one that drove the people out, and helped them so that they have the right to possess it. But the king was still wanted to fight for it. But then the Ruach HaKodesh came upon Yephthah, and he passed over Gilead, Manasseh, Mizpah, and on to Ammon. And he vowed a vow unto Yah, saying, if he will deliver the Ammonites for them, then whatever he takes back will be his for a burnt offering. So he fought them, and Yah gave them the victory. And the children of Ammon were subdued before the children of Israel. And Yephthah came to his house, and his daughter came out to meet him with timbrels and with dances. And she was his only child. When he saw her, he tore his clothes, and said, my daughter, you have brought me very low, and you are one of them that trouble me. For I have opened my mouth unto Yah, and I cannot go back. And she said to him, my father, if you have opened your mouth unto Yah, do what you said, because Yah has taken vengeance on the Ammonites. She then said, let this thing be done for me. Let me alone 2 months, that I may go up and down the mountains, and bewail my virginity and my fellows. And he said, go. And he sent her away for 2 months, and she went with her companions, and bewailed her virginity upon the mountains. At the end of 2 months she returned unto her father, who then offered her up, just as he said. And every year the daughters of Israel went up 4 days a year to lament her. The moral of the story, I think, here is that we should be careful what we vow to Yah, as we need to follow through on those promises, but not make them in haste. In chapter 12, the men of Ephraim gathered together against Yephthah and asked why he didn't ask them to help him in the battle against the Ammonites. Then they threatened to burn his house. But Yephthah said he called them, but they didn't help. Then Yah helped him. So he got men from Gilead and fought with Ephraim, and beat them, and 42,000 died. And Yephthah judged Israel for 6 years, and he died. After him, Ibzan of Bethlehem judged Israel. He had 30 sons and 30 daughters, but he sent them away and took foreign wives for his own sons. He was judged for 7 years, and died. Then Elon from the tribe of Zebulun judged Israel for 10 years, and died. After him, Abdon from Pirathon, a city southwest of Shechem, judged Israel for 8 years and died. In chapter 13, we see that Israel did evil again before Yah, and Yah delivered them to the Philistines for 40 years. But there was a man of Zorah named Manoah of the tribe of Dan. His wife was barren, and the angel of Yah appeared to her and told her she was going to conceive and bear a son. The angel also said no razor would come on his head, because he would be a Nazirite, and begin to deliver Israel out of the Philistines. Then she told Manoah, her husband, what happened, and Manoah asked Yah to send the angel again, and tell them what they should do with the child when he would be born. So Yah sent the angel again, and he spoke to both of them. The boy will not drink wine, nor strong drink, or eat anything unclean. Manoah asked the angel to stay until they made food for him, which was a kid. But the angel told him he would not eat bread or any offering, and it has to be offered to Yah. Manoah didn't know it was an angel yet. He thought it was just a man. Then Manoah asked his name. So Manoah offered the kid on a rock unto Yah. And then a flame went up to heaven from the altar, and the angel ascended in the flame up to heaven. They fell down scared. Then Manoah knew it was an angel. It is interesting in verse 22 that Manoah said to his wife that they would die because they have seen Elohim, and this angel's name was not given, and in the text it just refers to him as the angel of the Lord, or the angel of Yahuwah. Could this be a pre-incarnate Yahusha? It is also interesting because Yahusha also ascended into heaven with people watching after he was resurrected. So, in time, she conceived and called his name Samson, but in Hebrew it is Shimshon, and is derived from Shemesh, which is the sun or sunshine. I believed his mother called him that because of the flame or shining nature of the angel she saw. So then the Ruach HaKodesh was with him at the times in the camp of Dan. Samson then went to Timnah and saw a daughter of the Philistines, and then went back to his parents and asked that they get her for a wife. But his parents asked him, "There's no other women of Israel that he wanted?" They knew it was not Yah's will that they intermarry with other pagan nations, but he insisted and he wanted her. But Yah used this in his will to eventually deliver the Israelites from the Philistines. Samson then went down to Timnah with his parents and came to a vineyard and saw a lion roaring at him. But the Ruach HaKodesh came upon him, and he tore the lion up with his bare hands. Then he talked to the woman. He saw the carcass of the lion, and there was a swarm of bees and honey in it. So he took a handful of honey and ate it, and gave some of it to his parents too, but didn't tell them where he got it from. His father went down to the woman, and Samson made a feast there. Then 30 men joined him for the feast, and Samson asked them a riddle. He said if they can solve the riddle within 7 days, he would give them 30 sheets and 30 changes of clothes. But if they couldn't solve it, he would give them to him instead. The riddle was, out of the eater came forth meat, and out of the strong came forth sweetness. After 3 days they couldn't solve it. On the 7th day they told Samson's wife to trick him to tell them the answer. So Samson's wife came and cried to him the next day, and said he didn't love her, and to put a riddle to her people, but didn't tell her. He said he didn't tell her or his parents either. So she cried every day while going to the feast. And on day 7 he told her. Then the Ruach HaKodesh came upon Samson, and he went down to Ashkelon and killed 30 of their men and took spoil as well. He gave his wife away to his friend. In chapter 15 we see at the time of the wheat harvest, which would be during the feast of Shavuot or Pentecost, that Samson went to visit his wife and wanted to go into her. But her father wouldn't let him in, and said, "Didn't you hate her?" He said he gave her to his companion, then asked if he would take her younger sister. So Samson went out and caught 300 foxes, and took firebrands, and let them go into the cornfields of the Philistines, and burned them up, and also the vineyards and olives. So the Philistines came up and burned her and her father because of Samson. So then Samson smote them again, but the Philistines went up and dwelt in Judah. The men of Judah asked why they were there, and said to get Samson. So 3,000 men of Judah came up and asked Samson about it. He said he would go if they didn't kill him. So then they bound him with cords and took him down to where the Philistines were. But the Ruach HaKodesh came on him again, and his bands were loosed. Then he took the jawbone of a donkey and killed 1,000 men with it. Wow. Then he was thirsty and called on Yahuwah and said, "You have delivered me so greatly, but now he needs water, or else he would fall into the hands of the Philistines." So Yah opened up a place in that jawbone, and water came out of it. When he drank it, he was revived, and so he judged Israel for 20 years. And that ends this video. Thanks for watching, and until next time, Shalom.